Today, I've constructed the best possible team to make right now in College Football 25 Ultimate Team. If you're wondering what site I use to make this, the link to it will be down in the description. It's called CFB Fan. There's a thing over there where you can actually create your own lineup, and that's basically what I did. Now, this is not just all the highest overalls just thrown into a lineup altogether. This is actually me going through every single position group, looking at the players and who I legit think are the best players. And it's kind of like they're ranked in a way because we did starters and backups. So the backups are essentially just the second best player at that position. If you are looking into actually making this team, it's going to cost you literally 15.5 million. At least this is how much it would be on Xbox. PlayStation, it might be a little bit more just because the market over there is a little bit more expensive. But we done enough talking here. Let's pretty much show off the team and explain why I picked these players for each one of these positions. We're going to go ahead and start off with the offensive line first. Our first player is going to be this left tackle, Diego Pounds from Ole Miss. I personally think he's the best left tackle in the game. Right behind him, we have King Large, who is the second best left tackle in the game, in my opinion. Left guard, we got Steve Hutchinson. You'll notice some of these cards are very similar to the cards I talked about in my video I did a couple days ago, or about a week ago, talking about the best player at every single position. Very similar. There are some differences since that video, though. But Steve Hutchinson, best left guard in the game. Detarian Tunslin, I always mess this guy's name up. Second best left guard in the game. He's actually currently my left guard right now. Best center in the game, Caden Kittler. He just recently came out for the college football playoff promo this week. The card arts for this part of the promo are really weird because like they don't really look anything like all the other card arts we've been getting. But yeah, newer card that came out. He's the best center in the game. And the second best center, I got to go with Connor Pay, another card that's actually on my team, and it's a pretty significant drop off. How we go from a 94 to a 92. Right guard, we got TJ Shanahan, and second is going to be Connor Colby. I know that there's some other really high overall right guards on the board that you're going to be able to see in the catalog, and I wasn't a big fan of them. I like those two guys a lot, though. Right tackle, we have this guy from Ole Miss. This is very interesting. 97 overall right tackle. I'm assuming that he and I think a middle linebacker came out. It's supposed to be some new season 4 LTD players. They didn't say anything, as they never do, and I don't know if anybody has pulled them because when you go on CFB Fan, there's nothing for the prices. Like you can't see if any people, if anyone's listed them, if anyone's bought them. So I'm not sure what's going on with them, but they're supposed to be in the game. So and he looks like the best right tackle in the game from Missouri, so I got him right there. And the second one being Ronnie Staley, another card on my team. So for the tight ends, I do have them pretty much ranked in order. I do have Vernon Davis as the best tight end in the game. This is a new card right here from OU. His name is I think it's like Barrer Sharp. I'm not sure how you say his name, but new card that came out for college football playoff promo. He looks really good. I got him as the second best tight end in the game, and Kyle Pitts I got as the third best tight end in the game. All the skill position groups, I do have the players ranked in order: wide receivers, corners, the safeties, all that stuff. Now let's talk about the most interesting part of the offense, the real skill position groups. So for the best wide receiver in the game, I got to give it to Xavier Worthy, one of the fastest players in the game, some of the best route running, some of the best catching. He also has like an 80-something run block, which is really crazy. He's also really good after the catch. He's the best wide receiver in the game, and in my opinion, it's not even close. The second best wide receiver in the game, I would actually give it to A.J. Brown. A really, really good card. I highly recommend him. For wide receiver 3, I'm going to go with the Travis Hunter card, and not the free one you get if you would have used the Season 3 token or whatever. This is the one that I think the only way to get him was through, like, if you bought like some $100 bundle or something like that, which at this point you have to pretty much just buy him off the auction block. But I would actually put him at wide receiver 3. As for wide receiver number 4, I go with Randy Moss, and wide receiver number 5, I got DK Metcalf. Those, in my opinion, are the 5 best receivers in the game right now. As for the running backs, Reggie Bush, best running back in the game, and also I don't think it's close. I really don't. Running back 2, I got to go with Brashard Smith, the newer card that has just, I think, came out this week for the Nightmares promo. He actually looks really good. I'm actually interested in trying him out, but if you guys used him, let me know how you like him. Running back 3, I got to go with Alvin Kamara. As for the quarterbacks, for me, man, I do think Cam Newton is the best quarterback in the game. There is debate. Look, we're going to have debate. It is what it is. It's healthy debate at the end of the day, so it doesn't matter. But Cam Newton, I think, is the best QB in the game. Quarterback 2, got to go with Michael Vick. Now, that doesn't mean you have to use these two guys. There's a lot of very useful quarterbacks in this game, which is really cool. So, but in my opinion, those are the 2 best ones. And as for fullbacks, Brock Lamp, best fullback in the game. The second one's going to be the guy from Navy. I don't really think too many of us really use fullbacks because, and let's be honest, the people that do use fullbacks, you probably just get a really good tight end and put him at fullback. Let's just be honest there. I think that's what most of us do, but that's the offense. Let's go ahead and look at the defense. Now that we're looking at the defense, man, we got a lot of players to look at, so let's go ahead and run right through this thing. Starting off with the free safety, I actually have Rashad Jones, and I know in my video I originally had Tyrann Mathieu as the best free safety, but after reconsideration, I think I actually like this Rashad Jones card a little bit more, but right behind him we do have Tyrann Mathieu, so go with either one of those guys. They're really good. Now, how I did the outside linebackers, basically, since I had to pick two cards for left outside and right outside, I basically picked one guy that's a really good pass rusher, and then I picked one guy that can be kind of an off-ball guy, coverage, and do different things with him. That's how I did the outside backer. So for right outside backer, Melvin Jordan, he's more of a pass rusher type. He's got some pretty good speed, and I think he has like a 97 finesse move, which is really disgusting. I also, looking at a lot of these D linemen stuff, their traits are a big thing for me. You know, if they have high motor, what high motor is basically, if let's say a defensive lineman is getting blocked up really good by an offensive lineman, sometimes they'll kind of just give up and stop on a play and just, you know, kind of be content with blocking. High motor guys will keep going, fighting through the block all the way. Then there's guys that have a, you know, high success rate at a spin move, you know, spin move and different stuff like that. So a lot of that takes in consideration to any type of pass rushers that we look at and stuff like that. But the point is, I just wanted to put that out there. As for the second right outside linebacker, I went with Kyle Van Noy, because Kyle Van Noy, you could argue he's better than Melvin Jordan just because he's actually a pretty solid pass rusher, and he can play off-ball coverage and do a lot of different things. So, really good player, honestly. As for the middle linebackers, there's a pretty decent amount of really good middle linebackers, and honestly some cheaper guys you can get. But for the best one, I went with this guy from Oregon. When it comes to looking at middle linebackers, I look for guys with solid speed, really good change of direction, being able to have block, shed, play coverage, tackle, pretty much the whole package. But change of direction was definitely something big that I think I really looked at. And all these, well, I'm not going to say all these guys, but the starter guys definitely have some really good change of direction. This guy from Oregon got some really good speed, really good change of direction. He can play coverage. I like him a whole lot. And I think this might be our lowest overall on like this whole entire lineup thing. We have a 92 overall actually from LSU, Greg Penn. The guy's got some of the fastest speed at the linebacker position, and he has like 90 change of direction, really good cover stats, and he's not even that much. So everybody should have a Greg Penn on their team, in my opinion, if you use some type of formation that uses linebackers. For middle linebacker 3, I went with Danny Stutzman. I think he's the fastest linebacker in the game, if I'm not mistaken. The problem is he has really bad change of direction. Middle linebacker 4, I went with Roquan. He's like the still second, maybe like tied for second or third fastest middle linebacker in the game. He has a little bit better change of direction than Stutzman. He's just not as fast as him. So those guys are really good, just really bad change of direction, which, you know, when you're having a middle linebacker, that's just how fast his hips are going to flip, how you're able to switch in and out of going left and right, and just being able to play multiple routes on the field, which even if you're not using them, it also goes for if they're in coverage and stuff, just, you know, being able to do multiple things on defense. For left outside linebacker, man, I did go with Vic Beasley. This guy just looks disgusting as a pass rusher. Would definitely highly recommend him. As for the second guy, this is a newer card that just came out for Blitz Bowl this week. A guy from TCU. He is a coverage guy. He's not much of a pass rusher guy, but he's like 93 speed. And to be honest with you, I would look into playing this guy at middle linebacker. That's how good he looks. He looks really good. Take a look at him. For strong safety, I got Pig Cage in there. He might be small, man, but the guy is really good. And as for the second strong safety, another newer card that came out this week from Missouri, Dalen Carnell, I think that's how you say his name. He actually looks really good. Now moving on to the cornerback. So how I looked at the cornerbacks was, man, I wanted guys that were fast and could play man and zone, like to do both at a very high level, not just guys that could do one really good and not the other. So that's how we ranked them. And the best corner, in my opinion, I gotta give it to Trey Amos. This is another card that just recently came out this week. He looks like the best corner in my opinion. That's just what I got. That's what I think. Corner 2, I gotta go with Alpha Khan. He is still really good. Corner 3, Charles Woodson. The only thing that kind of just sucks about him is he just does not have that 95 speed, which I think all the other corners that we have on here do have, but He's still really good at 94 speed. You can definitely throw him in the slot or something like that. Corner 4, I went with Jalen Ramsey, and corner 5, Darrell Revis. Now for the very final part of the defense, we're going to be looking at the defensive line. So for right end, I went with Max Crosby, and the guy right under him, another card that just recently came out this week, Andrew Edson, I think that's how you say his name. The reason why I went Crosby over Edson, because even though Edson looks like he might have some better stats than Crosby, is just because I liked Crosby's traits a lot better than I liked Edson's traits. But Edson does look really good. So they're two really good cards. It's up to you who you want to use right there. As for left end, I went with Von Miller. The guy looks just straight up disgusting. And then for the second person, Nick Bosa, who is honestly surprisingly still really good. Also, I do want to say when looking at guys for the D-line, we looked at guys that had speed. We looked at guys that could pass rush. We looked at guys that had also really good block shed. They'll be able to make plays in the run. And we also wanted some guys with some really good traits, because you'll notice a guy that has really good traits at pass rushing compared to a guy that does not, that might have higher stats, but like kind of like how we just talked about with Max Crosby. That stuff really does make a difference. Now looking at the D tackles, the best one in the game's got to go to Blazin Lono Wong. I think that's how you say his name. That guy just looks up straight up disgusting. I got Dexter Lawrence at 2, Cameron Hayward at 3, and I think this is I don't know when this guy came out, but Cam Jackson. He actually looks disgusting. The guy is like 6'6", 375. And finally, to end this thing out with special teams, punter, we got the guy from Iowa State, Tyler Perkins. He's the best punter in the game. And as for kicker, the guy from Purdue, we've talked about him a few times here on these channel. Those are the best special teams players in my opinion. I didn't do kick return, punt return, and all that stuff. That's up to you, man. Put whoever you want back there. That's totally up to you. But yeah, man, in my opinion, that is probably the best possible lineup that you can make right now. Now, as you watch this video, this could be days from now. This could easily change as brand new cards come out, because every time cards drop, there's always a chance that someone's dropping that's better than someone else. So that's just kind of how it is. You guys let me know what you think about this team. If there's anything that you disagree with, someone else you think that should be on here over other players, you guys can comment them down below. That's pretty much all I got for this one though, guys. If you guys did enjoy the video, man, drop a like. And if you're not subbed to the channel, sub to the channel, man. Lots of more College Football 25 content on the way. Till the next time, man, I will see y'all in the next one.